Your companies hiring Indian engineering students. And I mean the ones who come for campus drives and pick students right out of college. Yeah, you. What's up? My name's Vinu. One of said engineering students. Now, y'all are clearly successful. You got the fancy offices and the cool logo design and the synergy and whatnot and other corporate phrases. You got that corporate swag about you. What I'm trying to say is you guys are clearly in control. You know what you're doing. You're on top of your game. But let's talk about your placement procedure, okay? How you pick who you pick. Now, you guys have your own little filtering doohickey with rounds of tests and interviews and discussions. But before we get into all that, there's a cutoff barrier, right? Let's talk about that. Now, I don't got a problem with this, but what I do have a problem with is I'm not sure you realize how inaccurate this is. Let me break it down for y'all. The cutoff barrier, a minimum aggregated score you should possess on your examinations. Now, this sounds reasonable. In theory, it sounds like you're picking the students who do the best on the exams and who do well consistently. These are clearly the best among the group, right? Well, not really. Or rather, not always. Most examinations in India, not counting the entrance exams, are subjective and not objective. What this means is your test score depends on a bunch of silly intangibles like how the evaluator feels when he corrected your paper or your handwriting. Not only are they subjective, they're plain ridiculous, in my opinion, of course, but here's how it works. An exam is 3 hours long and scored out of 100 marks, at least in my university. This usually translates to around 15 questions scored from anywhere between 4 and 12 marks each. And personally for me, this means I'm getting the information from my brain onto the page as quickly as I can. I'm talking writing around 10,000 words about a bunch of different sections of my subject in under 3 hours. Now, I don't know why the ability to write on a piece of paper affects my proficiency to be an engineer, but it clearly does. Now, I love programming and solving problems and puzzles. I actually enjoyed finding out how many ping pong balls fit inside a Boeing plane, okay? That's why I picked computer science. But I hold my pen kind of funny, always have, and I don't write that neat. Now, I know a few people who write like angels, and I'm not saying that it's because of that or something, but they do test well. Now, let's say I took the time to write slow and write neatly. I'm not talking legibly. I always write legibly. I'm talking aesthetically more appeasing to the eyes. Pretty, hey? But oh no, that's just one hurdle crossed. The questions themselves are stupid abstract. Let me give you an oversimplified example. The first question on a test might be, what is a computer, for 10 marks? And I know what you're thinking, you rational human being, you're thinking, hey, I know what a computer is, easy 10. But here's the thing, you could tell them what a computer is in literally one sentence, but oh no, that ain't gonna get you squat when they evaluating your paper, son. So you get all engineering and talk technical and say, a computer is an electronic device capable of taking input, processing, and displaying or storing the results. But that's still only one sentence, and they expect a frickin' essay out of you. So you go on. It has a processor, a few input-output devices, some memory, and you continue on with facts about computers and its evolution. And all this is still just shooting in the dark. You're hoping your answer will match what the evaluator wants to see. You could write a short novel on computers and he could still say, oh, this student didn't mention John von Neumann when he talked about Generation 1. I'll give him a 4 out of 10. Yeah, that's right. And you might have known that fact, you just didn't know you had to write it. Why can't the question paper be normal and ask, what is a computer? what is a general structure of a computer, and explain with examples the generations of computer evolution, and then score us if we write down just those answers. Is that too much to ask? Of course it is, the university chimes in, because even if you miraculously wrote down everything the evaluator expected you to write, he might not even read it. Remember how we said we were writing around 10,000 words? Guess how long the university gives them to read that? 9 minutes. And guess how long they actually take? 3 minutes. 3 minutes? I take longer to read the questions sometimes, and they're reading everything I wrote in 3 minutes. That's just ludicrous. A bunch of my teachers told me that this is what happens. They're all just skimming through. They're like, oh, pretty handwriting. 9 out of 10. This sloppy writing must be an indication of lack of confidence, and not just that the person is inherently bad with a pen. 5 out of 10. So it's pretty flimsy to say that these exam scores are any indication of someone's ability. And hey, it's not on you that you didn't know this. You trusted the university to aptly educate and test these candidates. But this is how things are. Can't change the world, but I don't want you to go down my resume like, yeah, pretty average score, pretty average guy, yeah. I want you to see the parts where it says graphic design, writing, projects and problem solved, and go, this guy really loves doing this. I know you cool company people will still keep using the cutoff barrier, but just don't think they represent the person in any way. They're literally random numbers. Yeah, I just want to tell y'all that.